Hey, no,
HD Adventures.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Let me refresh my browser, maybe, possibly. Oh, we got the commercial on for a TikTok game or something.
No, it came up for me. It looks like we're live.
All right. I got all kinds of shit popping up for ads on mine. So welcome to my channel, folks. We're going to try and do this one fairly quick today. Randy's not going to be here today. He's not feeling good. A couple of us aren't feeling the greatest today. But I've been sick all week. Now my throat's bothering me, so must be the up and down weather. I see a couple people, just us, and then HD Adventure Traveler. We got like basically 3 questions this time around, and we're just going to talk about meetups and what meetups and stuff we're going to go to this year. Whatever other shenanigans pop up. There we go. Trying to fill the screen up as best I can here. Let's see. What do we got? It says 4 still. So one of us isn't watching our own stream.
Wow.
It's so bad that we can't all watch it. Come on.
Hey, it jumped up to. Hey, we're up to 10 now. We're good.
Are we? All right. Yeah, it hasn't updated yet. It says 6. Oh, there you go. 10. See, we got a laugh track too. We're good. We got a laugh track. We don't even have to be funny.
We don't need no stinky badges.
But anyway, for the people that just joined us, we're going to try and make this one a little bit shorter today, and that's what she said. Get it over with.
She wanted longer.
Yeah,
I've
she
heard all
wanted
those
it
things
longer,
before.
but she didn't. We didn't pay her enough money, so. But we're going to jump right into the questions, I guess, today. We'll go ahead and do the first one. Do you have any first of the ride of the year rituals, picture of odometer or starting mileage, etc.? And that was your question this week. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, what?
It sounded like somebody let one loose out there.
Oh, wait, that might have been me.
That's why Derek has his hands like this. He's
my-
making the sound effects.
I adjusted my earphone. I forgot I was picking up my microphone here. And when I just, that's, whew. No, I actually saw somebody on Instagram posted a picture of their odometer. Says, I do this every year, take a picture of my odometer before I start. And I was like, wow, that's a wonderful idea. So I got thinking about it. I'm like, what do I do? I separate stickers. I make sure I have a set of, because I start out the year with 3 different designs. So I make sure I got one in each bike and then one in the coat. Like we were talking earlier about just handing stickers out as you go down the street to, hey, little kid, you like stickers? You want some candy? I mean, yeah. So I make sure I have stickers in all the bikes. That's pretty much it. That and, of course, 3 whole oil changes on my bikes. But I really don't have unfortunately, a beginning of the year ritual to track my mileage or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep talking like that, Jason. You're going to need one of these.
Yeah.
I got a green card. I don't need one of those.
Extradition, not extradition treaty country, man.
Yeah. All right, Black Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't do the odometer thing with any of my bikes. I just kind of like, that's how much I rode. I never take any pictures or anything like that. But usually what I've been doing at the beginning of the year is just installing all the parts I've accumulated over the winter. Just get the bike ready for the next season, do all, regular oil changes, whatever it needs, install some mods. And I do the same thing as McStash does. I kind of load up with stickers and things like that and get ready for the riding season, basically.
Yeah, I've never done the odometer thing. I've taken a couple pictures with my old low rider S. I took a picture after one ride I got home, and it just so happens that I had hit 114 miles with the 114. So I took that picture, and then I took a picture of the odometer when I hit 2112, being a Rush fan. But I'm definitely going to do it this year because I have big plans, a lot of miles planned. So I want to document everything. But I do have a first ride of the year. There's a run down Webster that goes by Lake Ontario that I like to run. That's my favorite local run, and I always do that one first. But other than that, nothing really else.
Where's that one run? Does that go on 104 or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never ridden up that far. Honestly, I've gotten into Buffalo a couple times, but I've never gone that far up in the Niagara Falls and stuff. So, hey, Toby.
Yeah, so I'm starting a new tradition this year. I'm going to look at previous year's money expenditures on motovlogging equipment, and I'm going to reduce it by 95%.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any actual traditions. We just get on the bikes and go. So
yeah.
I know. After like sitting there for the winter, you're like, I don't want to take any more extra time. I just want to hop on the bike and just go.
Yeah.
You know?
But I'm serious about that first part. It's like it's not a tradition, but it's going to start big. Jesus, crying out loud! I'm telling you what.
Oh yeah. September, GoPro 11, GoPro 12, GoPro 13.
Oh, I got to tell you this, Junk. So this is not off topic. It goes to what you just said as far as the GoPro thing. So I filled out this application thing for, I got word from a website that GoPro is looking for affiliates for sponsoring stuff. So I submitted my name and whatever for it and got a response back from them saying, we'd like to offer you a gold level sponsorship for the year. We're going to give you 20% off all of your purchases for GoPro. But you have to sign our commitment agreement and only use GoPro for all of your footage and recording. And I'm like,
yeah.
So I have this subscription for GoPro just for backup for memory and stuff.
Same here.
They sent me a survey. They said, how do you feel? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Probably like 10, 15-minute survey. They said, check your email. We gave you something. 15% off. I go, I already got 15% off. I've already subscribed. I'm like, I wasted my time with that stupid survey like 2-3 weeks ago. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like give me 50% off.
That's right. And I responded back with it. I'm like, I was expecting a better offer. Thanks. No, decline. Yeah. And I'm like, why don't you, if you're going to give me something, why don't you give me a CVO 120th anniversary with a badge on it or something? Then I might be impressed.
We don't need no stinky badges.
They're going to give you an 83 Honda instead. They said close enough. Yeah, I've seen enough of that meme this week to want to get off the internet for a while. I don't know. Everybody, it's whatever. CVO pretty much is what the hell? I came up with a thing before. Cost vary a lot. It's not a lot, but
cost vary a lot.
Yeah, it's whatever. Cost very obvious. There we go.
Hey, I love it. I had an 85 Goldwing for years. So, they're playing right into my wheel wagon. I'm all right with it.
Jesus, people are still touring on them damn things. They're 30, 40 years old now, and they're still out riding them.
The only reason I got rid of mine had no problems. The reason I got rid of it was because we were doing longer trips. And, I could still get parts for it, but I had to install them, and I had to wait 2 weeks for them to get in. But the problem was, if we was on the road and we broke down, I had no support.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happened to what's his name?
Yep.
The first fam.
His
was a newer. Yeah, his was a newer one too. His alternator or something went bad on it.
Yep.
So that's pretty rare though. You don't hear a lot of that breaking down on the Goldwings, but when it does break down, it's gonna cost you some money. It's not under warranty. Pretty much anything.
You're talking about the CVO. I was like, I don't think the Goldwing's going to be under warranty anymore.
Yeah, probably not now. But New Year traditions, I don't really have one necessarily. I more or less just go by what my odometer says. That 5,000, I'll take a picture. 10,000, whatever. I have a notebook. I write down my mileage every ride. And I kind of keep track of like my oil changes or if I change a tire or, which bike I use for that ride. And so I don't really take the beginning of the year picture. Shit, first. I used to do a first ride of the year video. I really don't even bother with that anymore. It's been done enough times. That's usually people join a gym and they do their first ride of the year video in the first 2 weeks. So I don't really have a ritual starting off. I'll say I've already been out on the Chanda pretty much every day this month that the road's been dry or not dry. And I don't care. That bike's going to rust apart before too long. But I'll be able to sell the parts off it to the next highest bidder. So, and buy another one. We'll go ahead and start the second question. How much do you pack for a long trip? 3 or 4 day trip versus longer trips than that?
To be honest, I pack 4 to 5 days, period. If we're going on a 3-day trip, I pack 4 days. That gives you the 3 days plus a set of dry clothes in case you get caught in a rainstorm or whatever, you've got that dry clothes. If we go longer than 4 days, we will pack 4 to 5 days, counting on that dry set. And sometimes you may have to use your dirty clothes as a dry set, but we only pack that much because we can fit that on the bike, and there's always a washing machine somewhere that we can get to. But I mean, you gotta look between what you can put on the bike and overloading. I've seen people go down the van with 10 days worth of clothing. I mean, you're just going to kill yourself, man. So we usually right about 4 days, even on a 10-day trip, we'll take 4 days of clothing and pretty much run with that 4 to 5 days.
Yeah. Hey, Black Phoenix.
Yeah, I probably did what McSaff just said. I overpacked way too much on my first trip. So then once you do that, you'll learn. You're like, all right, I really don't need all this stuff with me. But this year it's going to be interesting. On the Spider, I had a lot more storage. I had that whole front area that I could just fit a whole backpack. And that's where all my motovlogging stuff went. That's where my laptop, cameras, all that stuff went. I don't have that on the Riker this year. So I'm going to have to kind of figure out a way of what do I really need? What's more important? Obviously I'm going to bring rain gear, bring all my stuff with me. But I'm going to have to look at clothes because I definitely overpack for clothes pretty much every time. And I bank on that too. Like, you don't think about it like a dry set of clothes, but I have that plus some. So I may just take the plus some out of it and be like, all right, this is what I'm taking. Then essentials, like a battery charger, a jump box, something like that, and something for, tire plugging, stuff, little things like that can fit, that doesn't weigh that much, that you can kind of fit in between, those small sections, or even just carry it on yourself, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try not to overpack because it's definitely, you learn. We go down to the back of the Dragon store. I can buy a hat. I can buy another shirt. It doesn't, wherever your destination is, you can always pick something up.
Yeah, I definitely learned. Excuse me, I definitely learned the hard way with VAM 21. I packed for like a week and a half for like a 4-day trip, and won't be doing that mistake again. As McStash says, you plan out your days, and you have one extra pair for the dry, and I ended up reusing a lot of stuff while we were at VAM anyway because it rained the entire time. So I spent most of my time in rain gear anyhow. But yeah, no, I'm gonna pack a lot lighter, and there's always gonna be a hotel room or some place that I can do laundry. So it doesn't make sense. And as you said, there's always going to be something you can stop and pick up. I think I bought at least 3 T-shirts at the back of the Dragon store. So, there'll always be extras.
Hey, Toby.
I've made a comment there. I probably pack more motovlogging gear than I do clothing now. I tend to.
Right.
I used to overpack a lot. In the last year, I've really been focusing on paying. I like pack, or I'll like lay it all out, pack it, and then I'm like, okay, now look at it. Do I really need this? Do I really need this? That kind of thing. And what it usually boils down to is I'll pack like an extra pair of jeans, and then however many days I'll be on the road, I'll pack one less. Not because of the rain factor, but because depending upon where I'm going, I'm probably at least going to buy one T-shirt somewhere, and that will be the one plus over. And I think every road trip I've been on, every ride trip I've been on, I've wound up having one extra T-shirt that I never touched, so I mean, it's just that's just yeah. So I if it's a longer road trip, I got to find a way to pack like a CPAP machine or any medical stuff for me, hygiene stuff, but that's about it really. It's
All right.
blow up belt too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least you can kind of squeeze them down into whatever corner of the bag. The first time I packed for Sturgis, I did it 2 or 3 times before I finally got down to one bag. That was the first only real long road trip I was gonna take, and it was like, oh, I'll bring my half helmet if it's hot. I'll wear my full face on the road. I'll have like a pair of jeans for every day, and I'm like, we had a washing machine in the house, so I just needed whatever clean clothes for on the road and clean clothes for the way home. That was really all I needed. Like VAM, that's a short trip now. I mean, it's 8 hours to get down there, only down there 2 days. So I usually pack one extra T-shirt, unless I know we're going to get a shirt while we're down there. Like usually we end up picking up a shirt or something. I really only pack one pair of jeans for the trip like that, because I have a pair of riding pants that I ride down, and then I wear those on the way back. And if it just happens to rain, then I'll wear those while I'm out there too. But like my saddlebag, I have one saddlebag. I always pack my normal stuff like a raincoat, like your usual sunscreen, towel, or whatever to wipe your hands and stuff off. My GoPro stuff, I always pack in one of my saddlebags. I have another backpack type of bag that'll fit right down in there. So I just have those. So when I'm riding out there, I get easy access to change a battery or something. I tend to record most of the ride down, at least the interesting parts. Like I said, though, like if I'm down there for 4 days, I might bring 5 T-shirts or 4 T-shirts and buy another one. Something to sleep in. But fresh underwear, of course, you never want to wear those more than once.
Shit, you can get 4 days out of one pair. What are you talking about?
Yeah. We're talking my underwear here.
Yeah, underwear is the most important thing. You got to put that.
Oh, you're right. 7 days.
If you watch any of his videos, you'll know he needs extra underwear.
Yeah.
All right,
But
7 days then. I mean, geez.
It was funny.
Was it front, back, flipping his head out, front, back, right? I mean, come on.
When the one thing I did do when I rode out to Sturgis too, like the first part of the trip, I wore like older socks and stuff too. And basically I just threw them out. Like if I had pairs that were only good for one more day, can them at the hotel and then go on to the next one, But other than that, I try not to pack like I'm going to a hotel with a big truck, and I don't know how my wife would go on the trip with me, honestly. I really don't.
That's my issue too.
But that's for another day. All right, we're going to start the third question. If you have
you saw AB's comment and transition real quick on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We done fell off the edge.
We're moving along here, sir. If you have a trip across the state or to another state, do you take the highway? And also, do you plan stops, and how far in between stops?
I already know McStash's answer on this one.
Yeah.
What's that?
You don't plan stops.
No, it depends.
If
we're going from here to there, get on the big road and go. If it's me and the wife, we stop when we need gas. We stop when we need to eat. That's it. If I'm taking a group, if I'm taking other people with me, like when I had Doyle with me, or if we do a group ride or something, it's on the big road. It's about 100 miles, and then we stop and get gas, get something to drink, go on another 100 miles. Don't stay too long. Get what you need and get on the road. You can make some mileage up that way, 100, 120 miles at a time. So, and I say 120 because if we dragging a Sportster along, which there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're dragging a Sportster along, that's about what you get is 100, 120 miles, and you got to put gas in the thing. So that's where we set it at on the big roads. Now on the the side roads or on the back roads, you probably want to go more about an hour and a half max, because you're doing a little more work. You can't go by the 100 miles rule. So that's how we plan our trips with groups and single. I'm just not dumb. I'm just not smart enough to stop. I go till there's a need to stop, and then we stop.
All right, Black Phoenix.
Yeah, for longer trips, like my trips outside of New England and down to Vam and stuff. Yeah, it's all the big highways all the way straight down, and I plan them within New England. And once I get past New York, I'm like, I'll stop whenever. Only because there's certain places that you can and cannot stop in New England along 95, and once you get into New York, certain, like, I'm not going to sit there and stop in the Bronx or some certain areas just to get gas. That's just the way it is,
Yeah.
But like from where I am, I can get to about midway through Connecticut, straight through, and then I'll need gas. So then I plan my stops from there. If it's within New England, like local stuff, we'll take back roads. Like it's all. I mean, I can spend 2.5 hours just in Massachusetts, just in back roads on highway and stuff. So really, it's a lot bigger than most people think it is if you haven't been in this area. But yeah, and then if I'm with somebody or with a group, again, it really depends on the types of bikes and riders that you have with you, if you're two up or not. And, the wives tend to need to use the bathroom more than the guys do, that usual stuff.
Yep.
So,
hey, how big is your gas tank?
All right. On the Spider, it was 6.6. On the Riker, it's closer to 5. But I can get about the same mileage on both.
Yeah.
It's about 140, 150 miles on a highway. So it's not
Okay.
It's not bad for what it is. Yeah. And that's cruising at my speed. If I'm going, regular speed, then you can probably get more out of it. But.
Yeah, I've only ever taken one long trip, and that was down to Vam 21. And by the time that
I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing at McStash's comment. Sorry.
By the time I was ready for a break, CDL needed to stop for gas or vice versa. So for me, it depends. I mean, if I were planning a trip and it was going to be like out of state and a distance, I would probably try and take interstates as much as possible. Anything within the state or close by, I would probably take back roads and stuff just to experience, some of the twisties and stuff like that. It really depends. I mean, typically, if I'm going to be on a long trip, I'm going to be set to a schedule, so I'm going to try and shit and get as much as possible. And like Jason, just ride tank to tank as much as possible. But so like pretty much everybody else, long trips, try and stay on the straight interstates just to get there, get it done, and then have fun. And then anything else, kind of do the back roads when possible.
Hey, Toby.
Yeah, we're about the same. I mean, it's usually we just whatever the GPS says to go on, we go on. Not really a stickler on either way. I use the Google one. I don't use Waze or anything, but when I use the Google map, sometimes Google will reroute us based upon. It'll automatically do the whole AI thing where it reroutes based upon traffic and timeliness and shortness or whatever. So, I mean, that's typically our routine. So, I mean, if it, the great thing is like if you're going to some place like Vam, you're going to get to a point where you're going to be getting off on the back roads. So, I mean, that's the great thing about that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, for the Vam trip, it's pretty much a straight shot on the highway to get down there. I mean, Google Maps says it'd take me 8 hours to get down there, and it's exactly what it did the last time. And I made like 5 stops maybe on the way down just for gas, and I think I usually ate something quick. Like if I'm by myself, I push as far as I can go. If I'm in the truck, I can sit in the truck for a whole tank full of gas if I need to. I've done it a few times in the past, but just bring food with you. I'm not somebody that has to go to the bathroom constantly. So the advantage of getting older, when I wear diapers, I won't even have to stop for that.
between diapers and padded underwear, right?
Yeah. Then just throw it all out at the next stop and be good to go. But,
makes packing easy.
Yeah, for like Sturgis and stuff, I did kind of a mix of stuff on the way out to Sturgis, where the first couple days I just hammered. I didn't look for any place to stop. I just made gas stops. You know, usually I would sit there and I wouldn't sit down to eat. I just, eat something there and then get back on the bike and go. But if it's like, if it's something where it's far enough away, I might look for stops for, whatever's local as far as like history or scenery or whatever. But other than that, it's just most of the time now on trips, I'm getting on the highway. I want to get down the van or wherever and see everybody. And, the road trip's about meeting up with people and not stopping along the way and playing with yourself or whatever. So, all right. Those are the 3 questions we had for today.
That's a good tip, by the way, what Anonymous Biker says.
Yeah.
Goes back roads
Law
the whole
lizards?
way there and then hit the highways on the way back. That's another good method.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, whichever.
Yeah. But yeah, those were our 3.
I did last time, or to VAM, I did the opposite. I did the highway down and then left and took 16 all the way back up.
Has
Yeah.
anybody, and then in the live chat as well, has anybody ever gone to some location, but you made sure to take a different way there and a different way back?
Oh, yeah.
You ever done that before?
Yeah. My Friday rides, I usually do that. Like I would always try to get, of course, that's always plan a barbecue stop, plan like whatever scenery's in that area. If there's something of importance in that area. But I try to do a loop, I guess, for lack of whatever better way to explain it.
Yeah, any riding I do around here, I do all back roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, local stuff is always back roads. So unless we're going up to somewhere like Laconia or something like that, we'll hit the highway up to a certain point and then, get on the back roads.
All right, I guess we have a 4th question here. What trips do you have planned for 2023? Not just motorcycle, I guess. Any trips?
I of course have own planned.
Yeah.
Which is the 22nd to the 25th of June. That's actually coming along real well. We got the hotel, we got a campground, we have dinner planned. So if you want to pre-register, you get a T-shirt, you get dinner, and it's going to be a late dinner Friday night because we're figuring that's when most people will be in. Or you can just get the T-shirt and forego the dinner, and we'll send the money to the Fisher House because we're not keeping anything out of it. But then I got VAM. Well, wait, let me back up. In May, we're going down to South Carolina, see Kitty Hawk or something like that. Doyle's going to take us on a trip there. June, we're doing the Ohio Moto Meetup. July, we're doing VAM. Then hopefully July, I have plans. The sponsorships are coming in, and we're planning on we're going to leave VAM and boogie our butts up to
Chicago
Chicago and do the Mother Road experience with the Badgers, Route 66.
Nice.
Then we're going to come back, and for the first time in my life, I'm going to Disneyland, Disney World. I don't know, the one in Florida, whichever one it is.
World.
Florida is
Disney
Disney
World.
World.
Yeah, my grandbaby's turning 11, and that's when you get your Harry Potter wand or something. So we're doing Universal and Disneyland. I don't know. I'm just going along with the family. And then I think from there is a bunch of local rides. And then in September, we're going up Black Phoenix and Throttle Fiend and DA Bishop. I think Technic Rides is up that way. We're going up to the Northeast States and ride around up there.
Nice.
So that's we got some big rides this year. We got some mileage coming in. I usually average 3 to 4 oil changes. I'm going to smoke that. So, but my one goal is I want to meet everybody on my way. If I'm going to be in your neighborhood, let me know. I want to meet you. I've been trying for 4 years to meet that anonymous biker, but we can't find his neighborhood because his neighborhood moves all the time. So
Yeah.
I don't think he actually exists. I think he's just a bot.
Yeah.
right, yeah, that's what he is. He's definitely something else.
Okay, Black Phoenix.
Yeah, so I got two big ones planned. One is the 100th Laconia event this year, which is pretty much that's a day trip for me. I can get up there in a few hours, and then we'll see how it goes today. I don't know if I'm staying up there or not, or just making a day trip out of it. And then we got VAM. Obviously, is going to be my next big one to go down there and hang out with all of you guys and do that. And then we got a bunch of local rides going on. I'm doing filming for 3 different spider groups now of the U.S. Spider Riders. One out on the Cape and Martha's Vineyard, Blackstone Valley, and then the South Shore one is my home group. So the other 2
That's
groups,
cool.
we did a group ride last September, and they found out what I did, the YouTube thing or whatever, and filmed. And they asked me, "Hey, can you come on our rides and kind of film a few of them?" So that's going to be a cool thing once I can hook up with them. And then I got my local group of hooligans in the city that we do our own little rides with. So that should be fun.
I've got an ambitious goal this year of 20,000 miles. We'll see what happens. But in March, Kristen and I are going to be going down for the Forgotten Angels camp out in Florida. Not sure exactly what all that's going to entail. There has been talk of going to Universal Studios because we've been to Disney more times than we care to count. But she wants to do the whole Harry Potter thing, and me, I'll go on any ride, especially if it goes upside down. So after that, definitely want to do the Ohio Windy 9. Be registering for that real soon, Jason. Probably going to do VAM as well. Kristen really wants to go, and I feel bad about missing last year with Nate getting sick at the last minute. So we'll probably do that, and then McStash boogie on up to Chicago for the Route 66 trip. There ain't no way in hell I'm missing that. That's making up for the poker run. I have to look at dates and everything, but like Black Phoenix, I'd like to go to Laconia. That's not that far from me. Obviously, with McStash coming up there, I certainly ride with you guys for a bit too, because I'd like to go up in that area. If Ben from Bike Spirits and Brews doesn't make it to VAM this year, I will make a trip out to him because I really want to meet him finally. I really wanted to meet him last year and I didn't get a chance to.
If you do that, he's only 45 minutes from me, so we could make.
Okay, cool. And then just a lot of different rides. I mean, some of you know Kristen, some of you don't know. Kristen got a 2023 Rebel 1100 with a DCT last weekend, literally. So she's going to be riding, and there's some things in the hopper for her where she may be getting a nursing position where she only has to work Monday through Friday. Whereas before it was going to be out like 12-hour days, and who knows what days she was going to have on and off and all that. So that'll pretty much leave every weekend open. So we're going to be getting out there, obviously first in parking lots until I feel comfortable and she feels comfortable. And then we're going to get out there, and we've talked about like the Adirondacks and all that stuff. So that's one of the great things about living in New York is there's no shortage of great rides around. Everything else, but the rides are great.
Hey, how many times have you physically ridden with her, like both of you on a bike together?
0.
Okay, so I'll give you one piece of advice there with Kylie. Kylie was not a big leader. She did not want to lead in the front, even though she was starting to get comfortable on the road. So I led and I just followed her speed.
That's my plan. I mean, we're gonna be spending a lot of time in parking lots. I mean, even though she's got the DCT, so she doesn't have to worry about the clutch.
When you're on the road, it's easy to let that slip. So that's the biggest thing I focused on. If I saw her getting smaller in my mirror, I slowed down. And eventually now she probably could outride me.
Hey, Toby, your question, I guess.
For rides, we're definitely doing the Ohio 99. Or should we call it OWM? OWM. There was some confusion on that yesterday, but
it's the McStash extravaganza.
Yeah, But
Yes, you have to ride the curves of the mustache.
right. So we're not doing Route 66. We were going to do the what I miss.
Oh.
I don't know. Andy's involved too, so I don't know.
Okay. We were going to do the HD rally. We're not likely going to do that. I've already canceled those reservations, and we are reserved for back into VAM 23. I might get overruled on that though with the wife. She may want to do something different and go to the HD rally.
I saw the prices on those last night, man. I was like,
I was well, and so it's a tangent off of the question. So we were both talking, and it's like when we first saw the introduction from the reveal of the bikes, and then Zients gets on there and says, "Get your tickets now." I'm like, I've got my hotel. What tickets do I need? What tickets do I need? It's going to the dealership, going to the museum. The hell are you talking about? And then I went on the website and saw that crap, and I'm like, oh, hell no. So, but looking at it even more, the museum is still free for hog members. You still have there's still going to be local bands or whatever they have at the museum or whatever. And then there's also 8 some odd dealerships around the area that have also going to have their own little band setups and stuff. What's going on? So, I mean, yeah, there's ways to do stuff for free if you want to stay, 30, 40 miles away from the museum. I went and looked at hotels out to 50 miles out, and there's not a hotel that's under $150 a night.
F that noise, dude. I mean,
So,
consider I don't like crowds to begin with.
Yeah. So, I could really care less about crowd. And I'm not knocking you. It's just
Right,
I could care less about crowds. We have enough. If nothing else, like we did at VAM, we have proven that we all have enough connectivity and planning ability between Instagram and phone numbers to say, hey, all of us that know each other, we're linking up at location X. See you all in a couple hours and ride there or whatever, put together a ride and go. So, I mean, Sturgis, you're going to have crowds. I get it. I'm not a big fan of when you're having to bump through a bunch of crowds, and everybody handles crowds differently. I get that entirely. I'm not going to let that, and I know you would let that stop you from just having a good time and going to the places you want to go to. I'm all about this, Jake.
Right. Well, that too. I mean, my thing is, it's not just the crowds, but yes, I have my own issues with crowds and all that, but it's more the, as Mr. McStash, Jason will find out very soon when he goes to Disney next year or later this year. I don't want to spend that money, stand in line for 4 hours to be able to get in the museum, even if I can get
you won't
in free
have
as a
to.
hog member.
You both don't have to. You two specifically do not have to. I'm telling you, we're in the same boat with the ratings, the military ratings. You can go right to the customer service desk at any of the theme parks first day, and I tell them I want to be in the queue line process. And all you do is go there. You go to whichever ride you're going to go to. You tell them you want to get into that queue process, and they scan your members or whatever it is you're getting to use as a queue card, or your pass card, whatever you get to go into the parks, and they tell you this is for Anonymous Biker, and they tell you that your queue is basically putting you in a ghost queue where they say, hey, come back in 20 minutes. And you are a ghost spot in line, if you will. You're basically going to wait, but you're not going to have to stand there in line, which was going to kill your back or kill the arthritic body parts and all the stuff that got beat the hell up by the military. So that's my point is we did that. So we check in and say, okay, come back in 45 minutes, and we'd go find another rider or something, anything, and then come back, and you walk in the other line. It was awesome. It was great, because I could tell you if we didn't have that, I would be hurting a lot worse than what I was. So, but yeah, just back to the thing is it's, hey, Darn Life, hey, Travis, but it's, I've seen numerous people say it. I think even Bob Nelson said it on Mandy's comment of her video or Sonny's comment or somebody's about how, this is the 120th rally. You're only in this position because of your massive, faithful baseline of customers buying your bikes and buying your merch and stuff for the past 120 years, this should be a thank you. And I've done the research on them, and I know how much I vaguely know how much it costs to book the Foo Fighters, to book Green Day. I know what those expenses are. So I'm not saying it's not cheap, but $1 billion valuation company, come on, one rally a year, that's insane in my mind. So
Do they do one every year, or are they just doing it on the?
No, they
big
do a
numbers?
rally every single year. But they're
Well, they do.
This is the 120th, so it's a big one, like the
Bigger.
120th, the 125th,
Whatever.
whatever
Right.
it is, every
Yeah.
thing. So I'm like,
I'll go to the 123rd.
Yeah.
that's my
Right.
plan. We're gonna go do one, but I'm gonna also look at prices of stuff off like the Sturgis thing, off bike week, and see
Yeah.
what it costs to just go up there in the museum at some point and that kind of thing.
Make sure you put that in the chat, dude. Maybe we can get some of us
yeah,
to jump in on that.
do it, an off homecoming rally bike week meetup or something.
Yeah,
So
I definitely want to do Sturgis at least once when it's normal time, just so I can say
Yeah.
I saw it as it
Yeah.
should be. But I
Well,
definitely
we'll
want to
keep in
also
touch
go
with you on that
sometime when it's
because
not,
when the
super
kids
crazy.
are gone, when the kids have moved out, and we're not. Every time we've gone to Sturgis so far, we have done it where we've gone up there and hit the opening weekend, and then come back by like a Tuesday or Wednesday. We've always cut it short because we're coming back for the kids to get to school. So we've agreed that after they're both graduated from high school and we no longer have to be concerned with that, we're going to take time and go to Sturgis on like the week before and the week of, take 2 weeks and do that so we can see the place before all the crowds get there and ride that stuff. And then the week of. So, but that's going to be a couple of years because my daughter's a sophomore right now. So that'll be at least 2 years away. So 3 years away. So we'll let you know about that as you get closer. It might be something worth planning on.
Yeah.
Also,
Mr.
everybody in the
T,
chat, make sure you smash that like button for Toby. His son is just got brought to college the other day. So
Thanks.
congratulations again, Toby.
Samuel's going to be the class of 2027, I think, of University of Kentucky. So
Good. All right. As far as trips for me overall this year, nothing's 100% settled, obviously, but I do want to do VAM this year. VAM is honestly one of the cheapest trips you could go on, too. I mean, the hotels are, really, I don't even know how some of these places stay open other than bikers coming down there to ride the roads.
Well,
All right.
it's funny you mentioned that because Fincastle actually raised their prices after 2 years of us going
Yeah.
there.
they're
Yep.
catching on then.
Yep.
They said last year we had brand new chairs at the desk. This year they probably got new sheets.
Back to ever.
Yeah. But everything for VAM 23 has kind of moved over to the next town. So,
Yeah.
Yep, Strickland. I think Strickland's, Strickland, Virginia, or something like that. So it looks.
yeah.
Yeah. So
What's it like?
I moved
Go
over to
ahead.
the Super 8 in Claypool because that's
Yeah.
kind of like the middle. That's the middle ground between where Mr. G's doing his stuff and Tazewell.
Yeah. That's my plan is I think I haven't booked yet, but I'll probably do that here pretty soon.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to do the Windy 9 one. I've always wanted to do that area. I'm really not that far away. It's like 5 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks, my daughter and I have been looking at Comic-Con, Niagara Falls. And that's like the weekend before that. So, and we're talking for both of us to go, it's like the tickets are $50 a piece. You go the whole day. Hotel's probably like $100 a night, not too far from there. So, with both of us having our passport, it's on the Canadian side, eh? So, we're talking about doing that. She's going to be a senior next year too in high school, and I feel like I need to do a lot more with her than just, I'm going to go on this bike trip and that bike trip. I really would like to do a little bit more with her over the next year. So, like, not that I didn't do stuff with her before, but like the Comic-Con thing's something both of us really want to do. And I guess the Niagara Falls one is pretty good. It's not like New York City or LA or anything, but they still get some pretty big celebrities in there. So kind of cool. Kind of cool to go and see that. VAM, I'm like 99% sure I'm going to go. And of course, all the concerts keep popping up now. Now that the pandemic's pretty much toward the end, if not gone already. I mean, my wife and I have got a concert already first weekend in March. We're going to stay in Cleveland a couple days. For those of you that, of course, follow me on Instagram, Pantera is going to be pretty much everywhere this year. They're touring with Metallica as part of their big thing, but they're also touring festivals, and they're starting to do smaller ones. Darien Lake, which is more or less halfway between Throttle Fiend and I. And Darien Lake's always been one of my favorite places to go. I mean, some of the first concerts I ever went to were always at Darien Lake back in the 90s and stuff. So, but that's definitely something I want to do. The Pantera show's on a Wednesday, so I'll probably have to pack up the camper in the middle of the week. And of course, that's another thing, too, with me having the camper. It can't be all motorcycle trips. I got to start getting my money's worth out of that camper this year. So, and not just my wife kicking me out of the house. I want to use it for more than that. But, yeah. So, as far as bike trips go, probably definitely VAM. I'm still on the fence for the Windy 9, unfortunately. I really want to do it, but cost-wise, between that and everything else, I don't know just yet. So, other than that, that's probably about it. A couple concerts and maybe Comic-Con and one bike trip again.
So you're saying you don't know if you might be on the fence for VAM?
No, I'll probably definitely go to VAM. Like I said, VAM's pretty cheap, honestly. That's just
with you saying I got to do a quick like thanks for Derek for saying that, but you guys, we got to give a huge shout out and plug for Mr. G, because I mean, you talk about one guy who single-handedly puts that thing together for the most part. I mean, he gets some assistance from friends and family here and there, whatever, but for the most part, it was it's been all his muscle, all his action.
Yep.
I mean, McSash and I helped last year with things, but being physically there in that situation and reserving and setting up, I mean, props to him. McSash, you guys did great helping him out last year as well. But
man was on a mission, and it was a great time. And can't thank you enough, Mr. G. And looking forward to seeing you again this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you that haven't gone to the first two VAMs, shame on you. Unless you have some medical excuse, between the first year and the second year is such a big difference. I mean, the first year was like, it's like going to hang out with your buddy for the weekend. You know what I mean? A couple rides here and there in the area. And, last year it was just way bigger. A lot more people showed up. I mean, you had, Jersey Nick, people from New York City, just a lot of people came last year. It's a great time. I mean, it's not a big city rally. You don't pay any fees. You just go there, and if you want a T-shirt, you pay the T-shirt cost, and after that, you're on your own. You don't. A lot of the people that show up to it don't go on any of the rides, and I get a little irritated with that. But
that's their business. That's their loss.
It's all their. They're all adults.
Hey, B, you're stupid, man. You're dumb.
I figured he'd want VAM 69, but
no, VAM 120 is perfect for the 120th. That's just
yeah. The only thing that we still going in is
none of us will be there.
Hey, B, hey, Anonymous, if we do a VAM 120th and you show up there, we'll have a stinking badge just for you.
Yeah, that needs a stinking badge.
Yeah, VAM 420. That's a whole nother meetup right there.
I think that's what makes VAM so great. It isn't one of those corporate type events. It's just us just hanging out, chilling, and catching up with each other for a few days.
And the thing is, like, the food trucks never showed up the first year, and and none of this was Mr. G's fault. He could have just said, "Screw it." This,
still awesome.
He could have just said, "This isn't working out. I don't want to do it again." He didn't. He just pushed on. started working on it for last year, and
I mean, well,
Great.
think about it. It's like the first one he did, right? The one takeaway from the overall piece and experience from everybody would have been good to have kind of an agenda that everybody could see and could have followed.
Right.
Clinch Mountain did what they could as far as what they had within their capabilities to have a kind of be the host location. So what did he do last year, he planned a spot that everybody could go sit down at, meet up at, and all that stuff. He had some good timeline and agenda stuff to go for, and even had swag bags.
Yep.
Fast forward now, he's learned that Moose Lodge can't handle us.
yeah,
Well, there was a
and
lot of people.
Yeah, there were a lot of people, and that their location was not a great place for the audio. I can't remember what the word is for.
Oh, yeah, that's
the,
true.
the acoustics were not great.
Yeah.
That's what it is for that, and he's already booked for another place, and it's going to be a brand new place, a new business. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. It's exciting to see, and props to you, Mr. G.
Yeah. And you kind of do need that support of your town too. I mean, I know Tazewell probably doesn't have the backing to do shit like that, but just the fact that Mr. G contacted those people saying we're going to have a bunch of bikers here, and then we showed up for that first meal, and they look like a deer in the fucking headlights. What do you mean you're going to have 100 people in here eating?
Yeah.
Mr. G was like, we already told you how many people were coming.
Right.
People were waiting 4 hours for a fucking hamburger.
I mean,
it's just not, and none of that was his fault.
And they admitted they were not prepared for the level of population that we brought in. So yeah, and VAM 60AB and VAM 69 is when we're all going to be riding the routes, the back of the Dragon. We're riding it backwards, like sitting on the bikes and riding them backwards. So
yeah, we're going to call that one VAM nut to butt.
And as all y'all know, I'm big on supporting local businesses. So this warms my heart to get to go down to Tazewell, hang out with Mr. G, see all of you all, and put some money in the pockets of those hardworking people down in the Tazewell area. So
yeah, Travis, you're absolutely right. That's kind of what they expected was 20 might show up, and we ended up having well over, I think, 75 or 80 show up to that place. So it was
easily
a great turnout.
I mean,
I already know people have been talking from Coffee with HDR in his live chat. I've seen it in Instagram traffic. I mean, people are planning on going back. I mean, even though the 120th rally is the same weekend, there are people plan on going to VAM over 120th. So,
and like
when you see what you can get out of VAM versus what Harley's going to extort from you.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't get me wrong. There's only going to ever be one Harley 120th, but
absolutely.
I'd rather spend it with you all and the good people at Tazewell, Virginia, and get to ride the back of the Dragon again, because that's just, for those that haven't done it, it's a phenomenal ride. Phenomenal. It was a phenomenal ride in the rain. I can't wait to do it.
We had a blast last year, especially when it was drier. And I mean, you're going to have people, and we've had this conversation before, but you're going to have people that say, it's like the tail Dragon. It's overrated this. It's overrated that. This is a better. And I don't give a damn about those opinions, because it is no disrespect to those people. Everybody is going to ride every single ride of every route how they want to do it and in their own comfort and safety levels. There's so much scenery in any one of these given rides, wherever the state is. There's a unique scenery and a unique experience on every ride. I don't care if you ride 100 times. Des said it beautifully, and so did Daryl Tollefson. It's like riding it one way, try riding it backwards in the other way. You're going to see a completely different thing.
Right, and that's what I love riding down is, because you guys see my videos. It's all a city. I don't have that type of stuff out here, so I love being able to make the road trip down there and then have the scenery of riding through Tazewell in the back of the Dragon and stuff. It's just a fun riding for me.
Yeah, speaking of VAM, Maurice was at our hotel. We hung out with him.
Yeah, Maurice, he's a good guy.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few people that I got to pay back for paying for my meals down there. So you guys be aware of that.
Payback's a bitch.
Payback. I got you something for you, brother.
Oh God, let's not start that wrestling. That wrestling. Good Lord, y'all did that a couple years ago, whatever that was.
It'll be fun times.
What, the first VAM, there was a big throwdown between Tommy G and Mr. G. Was it first VAM?
Yeah.
Or, no, that was minivan. Never mind. It was
Minivan. That was minivan. Hell, on VAM last year, everybody was attempted. There might be a bit of a throwdown between some people.
Oh, it was coming. It was coming. The nunchucks were
I was
warmed
about to
up.
say,
and ready
make
to
sure
go.
the nunchucks come this year.
I'm telling
Jason.
you what, it was.
That's why he didn't show up.
Man.
Kristen will be there. She'll be able to give both of y'all a block of instruction on how to properly use them.
Jesus.
Man.
She's going to be testing for her 4th black belt this year. 4th degree black belt.
Yeah, that's what we're pretty much talking about, meetups and stuff here. So that was kind of our last part that I really wanted to add in here. So
hey, quick plug if I may.
Yep.
Y'all keep an eye. So those who have been chiming in or whatever, you know that me and Des do the window therapy, do the Facebook workshops.
Yeah.
So the reason we did not do it last time is because for those of you that are not familiar with it, when you get on StreamYard and you link a YouTube channel to StreamYard, it does the whole wait 24 hours thing. It even gives you a clock to count down with to say, hey, in 24 hours, you can use this YouTube channel in a link with your StreamYard. Well, I forgot that. We forgot that in the process of that. So we didn't get to use it. We've also been trying to make sure we're careful on the way we set it up, because the intent of our workshops, as you all know, is not to monetize. It is not to gain profit. It's not to gain any kind of credibility or gain anything, sponsorships, subscribers, nothing to the workshop in itself. It is not. The intent is to attract people into the Facebook group to gain better knowledge on everything motovlogging, right? So we wanted to set up the YouTube Live as the platform for live streaming additional to Facebook, just to gain a greater audience, because not everybody gets on Facebook, and we understand that. It's a larger audience on YouTube, but the intent is hopefully to attract people to that Facebook group just for that, if for nothing else. So the YouTube platform we're using during the live workshops will only be on that. That's the only time. If you're watching it on YouTube, it's the only time you're going to be able to see anything is during those lives. After those lives are done, those videos are getting removed from that channel and put into the workshop, the Facebook the private group archive. So, but yeah, the next one I believe is, well, I cannot remember the life of me what the first date is. Keep an eye out on Instagram. We'll be sharing the dates and everything, but the next one is going to be, damn it, I'm mind blanking now. But next one's going to be good as well. The last one we just had was on music providers, and how you use music and what you use music for. We had Pete 1800 on there, and we had oh my gosh, I'm having Nore gliding on twos, and we had a really good turnout, really good show. So I think the next one actually is analytics, and I think we're going to have Sonny. We're going to have George from Baggers and Brews, and we're going to have one other person, and I cannot for the life of me remember who it is, but it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that'll be interesting because I never look at that. So,
well, that's the whole point. Is so
we're
trying to make it so, because everybody is a different. Every single person is in this live show in the live chat. We're all on different levels of interest and investment or concern or attention to analytics, right? I mean, I don't really follow my subscriber numbers every single day, but I look at them once or twice every a week or so, right? Do I look at analytics? I hardly, but there are people that do. So we're going to hopefully try to reveal and help everybody learn some stuff on the better pieces of that. So, and then we're also going to be having classes on affiliations and sponsorships and monetization and everything. So stuff like that. So more to come.
Yep. Oh, I don't see any more comments. Anybody else want to talk about any meetups or anything? Mr. G said he's going to have a video up this week about BAM. So,
okay.
Yeah, I had a few people ask me about like another itinerary and stuff, but I told them it's probably too early for that right now. So
yeah, I'm sure he's working on it.
Yeah.
Hey, McStash, do you guys have you guys got the plate location up to register for the T-shirts and the dinner and all that stuff? Did you already put that out yet?
We have it made. We have not put it on any social media yet. That is coming this week.
Okay.
I need to do a Facebook page. There's also going to be you can print out the registration and mail it to us if you don't do Facebook, but it's going to be on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter if anybody does Twitter anymore. But yeah, we're going to get it out there as we're going to try and paint everything we can paint. So
Sweet.
Hey. Yeah, that's the hour mark right there. We actually got through everything pretty quick today. No porn bots, just the anonymous biker bot.
Yeah, just
Don't think we offended
and if we had an
anybody,
administrator, we could have booted him, but we don't have any of those. So
Let me see. I'm a mod. Let me see if I can do it. I can remove him or put him in timeout. What do you want to do?
he probably likes timeout.
he already put a note up that he's going to go cruise the nursing home, so he's probably gone now.
And you put him in timeout, he might think you're taking him down to a special room or something. You're right.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't.
He'll put his helmet on and go sit in the corner.
Yeah, he's got a whole different type of riding gear just for that. There's our sponsor.
Hey, Rebel, thanks for joining us. Even if you are a little behind, it's all good.
Yeah. I know some people are actually getting ready to watch the Bills game here in 3 o'clock. So not that I care about that stuff anymore. I gave up on football a long time ago.
I'll still watch it.
Yeah. But
Yeah, the
my wife
person
came.
upstairs is a huge Bills fan, but I'm not, so I don't care either way.
Yeah.
So
Like-
if we want to stay on and talk about upgrades planned and stuff like that, I'm cool with that too.
So, hey, I'm going to give you all another quick plug. If you want to, Throttle Fiend was just talking about, about supporting your local businesses, right? So, if you want to support a fellow lady biker and motovlogger, if you know who Bells Rides is, Bells Rides Moto, she does the blue ride at Sturgis every year. I don't know if they're doing it this year, but if in case you didn't know, she has a book out.
Yeah.
She has a book out. So support her and go grab the book. If I understand it right, I think it's actually on Kindle. You can actually get it on Kindle. And she says an audio version is coming out soon too. But, jump on Amazon or hit her up on Instagram and tell her you want to get her book.
Yeah, you might be able to get a signed copy from her.
What if I want it on Kindle though?
Well, send your Kindle to her. She'll sign it and then send it back to
Don't get me
her
wrong,
husband.
I'm a bibliophile, so I love books, but I also love being able to carry my library in something that's that thick.
Yeah, I'm the same. Look, I'm the same way. I've got a whole bunch of books that I want to read and have read and will read, but there's just some that I'll do where I'll get hardback version, and there's others that I'll do Kindle. So that's one that if you want her to sign it, she will. I know she's very eager to, and hit her up, tell her we sent you. So
Yeah.
I
Send
might
it.
do both.
Send it to me, and I'll put my signature on there.
no mushroom stamps, man. No mushroom stamps.
I would say just send each other random stuff and just sign it.
Yeah.
But don't get Anon involved. You have no idea what he's going to send.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You remember a couple years ago, they were sending stuff around to different people, and people were adding to it, and
Right.
there was a couple of those going around between motovloggers.
Well, hey, it's better than a rubber duck.
I was going to say, I remember a duck.
No, Rubber Duck was awesome.
There was a
That
book
Rubber
or
Duck
something.
went to 5 countries, man.
I know, right?
Yeah, but there was a book or something like
Yeah,
that.
you're
Somebody
lucky it
was
was before the pandemic.
Yes.
Hey,
Here's my
Jason.
COVID
Speaking of the chat here, how long do you think it would take to ride all 9 routes?
I have never sat down and looked. Some of the rides are up to 3 hours long. So I mean, technically, if you wanted to ride your butt off, you might be able to make them in a weekend. It won't be enjoyable. You won't get to see any of the sights.
Right. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
I would take a week to actually do it because like the one ride, the Hocking Hills ride, me and the wife have been on it God knows how many times, but along there is all parts of the Hocking Hills state parks. And
Okay, cool.
there's waterfalls there's a bunch of waterfalls and there's a bunch of
Man.
just it's like when you go down through West Virginia on 60 or 16 or something like that, and you see all the waterfalls on the side and the state parks, and there's just too much stuff to see that you would want to take a week and you still wouldn't. It's like going to Sturgis. You take a week and you're still not going to see everything out there, but you are going to see some amazing stuff.
Mr. G said, man, he loved that duck.
Is that why it was sticky?
Now that the pandemic's over, that duck might need to make another world trek again, you know?
Well, the duck now has a girlfriend. I don't know if you caught that or not, but the duck now has a girlfriend.
We're not talking about AB, man. Gross. Now, we actually had it happen. We were riding back from Rolling Thunder, DC in 19, I think it was. And hell, it might have been coming back from VAM. But so we were on the way back. And you know how on some of those highways, they have like the real wide pull-off road, the real wide pull-off lane, right? I mean, it's not your typical one. It's nice and wide. And we pulled off on one of these because there was this beautiful stream running alongside the damn highway. So we pulled off, and I was telling Kylie, hey, pull your bike up next to me. We're going to get a picture of this real quick with the stream behind us. And we were right smack in the middle of maneuvering the bikes or whatever, and a state trooper pulls up behind us, and he's like, are you all okay? And I said, we're absolutely fine. Thank you, sir. We're not broke down or nothing like that. He said, well, then y'all need to get moving. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, there's a lot of fast-moving vehicles. This is a dangerous place to pull off on. You need to get your hell out of here. And I'm like, no. I was like, I have just as much a right to stand here all day if I want to as you have to pull off on the side of the road. And, you know, he's like, you need to get the hell up on out of here. He kept walking back to his vehicle. I'm like, man.
Well, that won't happen to Windy Nine. The local police will know we're in town. And as a matter of fact, the Saturday ride, we're going to have police assistance. There's not going to be a police lead, but they will, any of the major intersections, they will hold for us and allow us to have a large group ride together on that.
Highlight Mr. G's last comment.
Yeah. He gave it something.
Oh, Lord.
Gave it the Kraken.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I ain't seen Kraken in there today. I wore my Kraken hat. Of course, you can't tell because it's all black, but
Yeah. Anybody got any videos coming out this week?
yeah, I do. My 700 subscriber giveaway comes out this week.
Nice.
All right.
I'm planning on putting something out. I don't know what yet.
Are we talking about COVID again?
Yeah, I'm just going through with the rest of my backlog for winter, and then mid-February I got some new stuff coming out. So
All right.
that I'm waiting for the weather to break, install some parts in a Riker, and I'm actually physically able to ride. So I'm just waiting for the weather at this point. So
See, that's my thing. Is I already have a backlog. Of
I've got 3 videos.
Like I don't know if I want to edit it completely and put it out, or just say screw it and make something new.
Yeah, use it. Make it short. Do something with it.
Yeah, I got 3 videos I got to edit on. One of them was thanks to Mr. McStash. So he probably recognizes this little box.
Is that the new tour pack for the CVO?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's what it is.
So this is what I did, the route I took instead of going with Road or DJI, and it cost like $100, $200 at least, less than that. So It costs
Really?
less than $100 for that set right there.
And it's actually pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's actually works brilliantly. So I will be. I did a video on it, unboxing to show what's on there. So I just have to edit it down and do my first video edits in DaVinci Resolve. So
Yeah, I actually have 2 videos coming out this week. I took a little bit of a break this winter. Of course, that was 2 weeks. That was what I considered winter so far. But
I know all you guys are riding. I'm really jealous at this point. Everyone seems to be getting out at least once, a week or something to ride.
Don't feel bad. Look at me. I've been on a break for like 18 months. Off of that.
I actually have my normal Maverick video coming out tomorrow. I'm starting to run out of ideas for that. Honestly, I'm getting to the point where I've kind of milked that.
I'm telling you, for your truck?
Yeah.
No, man, I'm telling you what. You seen what I've been putting on shorts wise? Do start doing some shorts and some clips and stuff like I did with the badges that I put on there. I'm going to do a couple more when I throw on. Just I don't care how insignificant it is. I'm just playing around with the short stuff, and I'm going to put what do you call them? Wind deflectors in the windows.
Yeah,
I'm going to do a short with that too. It's just it's playing around with it, see what it works, and I'm getting decent views off of it. So
yeah, that's all. I'll keep doing stuff with it, but I don't plan on changing a lot on that thing, though. Honestly, I'm a little irritated. Yeah,
I'm not changing. I'm just adding little swag and attitude stuff to it, and capturing that in a 10-second video.
Yeah, I should post my registration. I got to pay for the registration on it this week. So for those people out there that don't say the Maverick's a truck, come to Pennsylvania and they'll show you that it's a truck. It's $200 for 2 years to register it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's they consider it a class 2 truck too. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
and I'm looking,
we've
what
been looking at them, CDL. Every time we get close to finding one we like in the lariat, it ends up selling. So
yeah. Well, the thing is, like when I first moved to Pennsylvania, I had a Ranger, and you could register the Ranger as a passenger vehicle as long as you didn't have, your business on the side or you weren't towing like a big trailer or anything. And I'm like, the Maverick, I'm like, shit. Well, this technically shouldn't cost me any more than that. No, I can haul 1,500 pounds in that. You couldn't in the old Ranger. The old Ranger was only like 1,200 pounds.
Yeah,
right.
So that pushed me over the combined weight of everything I can carry in it and the vehicle to over 5,000 pounds. So they consider that a class 2. And I'm like, holy shit, I would have never thought that. Everybody's like, oh, it's unibody. It's got a 4-foot bed. Tell that to the 5,000 pound, whatever, GVWR or whatever they call it, gross vehicle weight.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy shit. But it is what it is. You got to register every 2 years. So
do you guys have to register your bikes every year? We got to do that in mass here. Yeah.
Yep.
We can do 2 years. We can do 2 years.
I do 2 years.
Yeah.
Not New York every year. Car and bike.
Yeah, we can do. Go ahead.
I was to say it's interesting as far as inspections for the Can-Ams. Every state is different. You either got to go. It's either classified as a motorcycle or a car. So you have to specifically look at your state and be like, all right, where do I need to go for an inspection, and how am I registering this thing? Huh. It's if they do it for slingshots, for Vanderhalls, anything with 3 wheels, you have to look up and be like, all right, what does my state require this to be, registered as?
Yeah.
So I had someone come up to me and ask me about a slingshot. They had just bought one, and I'm just like, what state are you in? Because that's really, dependent on that.
Yeah. I know Pennsylvania considers the slingshot a motorcycle, but
Mass does too. All of them are.
Yeah.
But then you go over to Rhode Island, next state over, they're all cars. It's like I don't get it.
And I think New York considers it a motorcycle too. So you're required to wear a helmet when you got your hood pulled up and everything. Your seatbelt's on. You know
all that stuff.
Yep. You still got to wear a seatbelt and wear a helmet. So.
Yeah, they consider it a trike because it's 3-wheeled.
Yeah.
But I've seen around here I have not seen many people actually wear a helmet with the slingshots. So.
No. Yeah.
I've seen a couple parked. I've only ever seen one in motion with people in it, and they had full face helmets on.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack's Rides. Is that in here? What?
Hey, there we go.
Oh, trying to think where I was going for the next part, I guess, because we got through the questions pretty quick today. Say we were talking about meetups and videos this week. I was going to say I actually have a review / moto vlog coming out on Wednesday. I haven't done a moto vlog since VAM, so I hardly ever do them anymore. I don't know why. I just don't have the time to talk when I'm on the bike like I used to, I guess. Usually I get on the bike and just ride. It's my chance to get away from everything and just enjoy being out. And I know last few years when I've done a video and they don't really do well, I'm like, why bother recording it at this point? Keep it for myself.
I'm going to mess with you and say it kind of depends upon your motivation. I mean, some people would say, I've heard people more than once say, I don't care how many subs I get, I'm doing it for me. So, and I'm not knocking you or one way or the other. I'm just saying, there's a point to it. There is a logic to what you're saying, though.
Yeah, I definitely plan on doing a lot more just rides. As I've always said, I don't care. I mean, I do my channel because I want to give back. I'd like to get to a point to where I can, help fellow veterans and stuff like that with what I'm doing, and riders as well. But obviously, more the veteran slant. But I definitely want to do more rides where it's just me and the bike, and not having to worry about content. But usually, I mean, when I do a moto vlog, it's just whatever's in my head. I mean, I don't say to myself, as I'm going out to get the bike, say, well, geez, maybe I should talk about this today. I mean, unless it's something big that just came out, like something like that. But
I mean, I did record one last year. It's a nice area to ride around. Stopped one barbecue place to eat, and it's nice to share that stuff, whether the video doesn't do well or not. It's kind of nice, but moto vlogs are a different story. Do I want to put that effort into talking about something and two people say, oh, cool, or the spam bot or the guy who comes through being a dickhead that morning? How much effort do I want to put into editing that? Recording's easy. Editing's another thing. You got to put the time into it.
That's why I do very little. I mean, it's not even because of that. That's the way I've kind of got with things. I do very little editing in my videos.
Yeah.
The thing that takes the longest for me is if I put any motion graphics or anything in there. And even then, it's not that bad. And it's because I'm using Premiere Pro. If I were to use something else, I mean, I was going to get that program that you were using, Toby, before, but then that whole thing with that lifetime license bullshit happened.
That's why I jumped off of it. They went back and retracted, and they said that they're re-honoring a lifetime licensure thing, but I'm not playing with it anymore, because once you burn me like that, I'm like, because how do I know you're not going to do it again later on down the road when somebody's not, like right now, for example, the guy who raised a lot of attention about it was Daniel Batal, because
I found him because of you.
Right. So he has since moved on. He doesn't use them anymore. So let's just say next time they do it, if they happen to do it, and he's not focusing on them as much anymore because he's no longer affiliated with them, who's to say they don't continue it and somebody isn't able to drive as much traffic and attention to it as he did? You know what I mean? So I'm like, you're only retracting because you got caught is what it boils down to.
Right, exactly.
So I'm like, I'm not playing that game. So
yeah, I still use them. I got that free upgrade that they offer and all that.
Yeah,
I'll write it out and then I'll,
exactly. I mean, that's what I say. I initially did that, and I initially paid for it because I thought it was just that. I thought it was just an upgrade because I thought it was some sort of major thing they were doing. And then when I looked in it and it changed, and it said, no, this is now a monthly $35 a month subscription. And I was like, no, I already do too much as it is, more than I really should with all my other stuff. So I was like, God help me. I'm going to, give John Road Reality an exciting pitch here.
Don't do that. Come on, man.
I'm saying at the time when I said it, I was like, God help me, here comes John.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep continuing to use the Creative Cloud as long as I have the educational license while I'm still in school. And actually, I think I can get it because I work for the university. But once and if that ever ends, I'll either switch over to DaVinci because that's always free, or I'll switch since I'm a Mac user. I'll go with the iMovie or upgrade to Final Cut because that's a one-time purchase too.
Here's I want to tack on. No, I want to tack on something.
That's not the one I wanted.
No,
sorry.
Yeah,
the one that Jack said. Okay,
that's the one I was aiming for.
So that's those you guys. That's HDR. If you didn't know it, but Jack is partially correct on that. And granted, he's monetized, and I'm sure he does. But my wife, as you all know, she's a bachelor's in accounting. She just starts working for H&R Block. And one of the things that she pointed out to me was, and I'm not saying this is Jack, I'm just saying this is anybody for your awareness. If you are monetized, from what he said, is that yes, it does. It's a tax write-off. However, if you don't make a profit from it specifically within 3 years of claiming it's a business and being monetized, the IRS sees it as it returns back to a hobby status. And once it does that, you can no longer deduct and write things off. So I'm not saying that's what you're in, Jack. I'm just saying in general, I was in that boat many years ago too on a different thing I was doing. And I was like, oh, write it off. Everything related to write it off. And I was in it for more than 3 years. So, that's a separate issue, just something to think about for people.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because I don't ever itemize.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing too, is you'd have to decide whether that grandiose credit is equal to or greater than or less than you itemizing everything. That's what it boils down to. What is it, the 10,000 credit or 15,000 credit?
Something like that. Yeah, no.
Something like that. So
don't make enough and give away enough to do that.
Right.
I mean, I only pay $4.99 a year for my editing software, so it's to me, honestly, it's not worth the effort.
Yeah.
Now, if I could have wrote off like buying 3 cameras in a year, which you probably can, because that's going to run you close to $1,000, probably $1,200 now if you bought 3 GoPros. But is it worth the effort?
Unless you get that sponsorship and get that 20% off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I've had other ones reach out to me on Instagram and they're like, yeah, we're looking for affiliates too. But like you it wasn't even like they were going to give you discount. You like had to buy their product first and then they would like do something. And I'm like, yeah, no, not playing that game.
Yeah. Highlight Jack's comment there with you, Chris. Our write-off for the state, which is, there you go, pot. That's a great way to do it. And then I like Mr. G's comment too. When I see Mr. G stuff, I'm not in his. It's like some people. I am nowhere near Full Throttle Hogs. Ryan's level of creativity or Cycle Fanatics or Daryl Tollison life, but there are people that Mr. G's methodologies and what he does, to me, in my opinion only maybe, but it erases anybody's excuse. If you can't, it's like just get your phone and press record and enjoy it. That's all he does. There is no excuse for those.
That's why it becomes more about the content, what you're putting out, than the devices you have recording and all that. It doesn't.
Right.
You can spend $1 million on stuff.
Exactly.
If you're not putting out good content, it doesn't matter. And
Mr.
G is a super entertaining guy.
99% of TikTok, and you see how popular some of these become. It's a freaking iPhone, whatever, 12, 13, Samsung, whatever. It's that's all you start off with.
Honestly, do you know the difference? Seriously, do you know the difference between TikTok and YouTube?
It's not a setup question.
It's not a setup question, I promise.
One's ran in California, the other one's ran in China.
That's close, but one of the major differences, as far as we are all concerned, is this versus this.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I've started doing some of my stuff in both formats.
Yeah.
so I can put it on either way.
I have to think
exactly.
about that a little bit when I do a video now. Am I going to use this as a short or a TikTok or a reel? Because now you have the reels on Facebook and Instagram too. So,
you know, Pete's 1800 just brought up something, and I'm telling you what, guys. So one of the things that I saw at the University of Kentucky yesterday, so they have the ability to major in esports. No kidding. It is a hugely and fastly growing major in or whatever thing in colleges, universities. And University of Kentucky has like the standard for the state of Kentucky for esports. I'll share with you guys pictures on Instagram eventually, but I kid you not, they had a studio, and I was sitting there looking and filming when this guy our guide walked us through the studio, and I'm like, man, this is what I want in my fucking office. Jesus Christ out loud. Yeah. Guys, like $750,000 worth of stuff in that place was just all for, like, they had the ability to, like, if they wanted to do, you see on sports events where they have, former pro athlete and commentator together in the booth talking through the whole play-by-play, right? Yep. They got a setup in there where they can do that for an esports event. They got a drop-down green screen. They had camera. They had this mat. I mean, it's huge. I did a video, and I'll do some screenshots of the videos. I mean, I was just like, holy crap, this is the standard for setting this kind of crap up. I mean, it was mind-blowing.
I mean, McStash is halfway there. He's already got the commentator. So,
yeah. Where has he been in your videos lately? The voice of your
to be honest, it's my fault. Yeah, he still wants to be.
See you, Mr. T.
But I actually, to get it to him, I've got to do the video a week early, send it to him, let him do his voiceover, and then I got to put it back into the video and re-edit the whole thing. And so it's just been me slacking. Either that, or I got to sit down and write him a script, and he does it and send it to me, and I put it in. But no, I've just been slacking on that.
Get Mr. G's gone. Still got 17 people here.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, we got through the questions quick today. Obviously, got a few extra discussions going, which is good.
I actually gave up on GoPro myself. You guys want to talk about GoPro? I gave up on GoPro, and Insta has announced that they are teaming with Harley Davidson. So if you want to get on that bandwagon, get on it now.
Is it a CBO 360?
Yeah, right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So it comes Insta. Were you serious or playing around?
About what?
About Insta.
No, I'm serious.
They're teaming up with HD.
Yes, with Harley Davidson.
And I'm gonna get to look into this.
Huh. Yeah, you get.
I don't see it as any different as Senna partnering with HD to make the communicators.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically the same thing as it's a Senna, just with the bar and shield on it.
I typed in a search for that and said Insta 360 partnering with Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Yeah,
it tried to finish my search.
Yeah, they got the Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man edition. It's got duct tape wrapped around the.
I mean, I've never touched a GoPro camera this whole time of doing this YouTube stuff. It's always some sort of knockoff or, off-brand type thing.
Yeah.
And my main camera is the Senna camera because it already comes with a mic and everything all integrated. You don't have to do all the attachments and all that stuff to make it work. And that's where a lot of the audio problems come in from what I heard with the GoPros. Like something comes loose. Or
I've got my Hero 8. I'm just going to ride that until it dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Kylie last night about the whole GoPro offer to me. And I'm like, I want, and I've said this to a couple of you guys before, is I want to see what GoPro does in response to Insta360 X3. Aside from that, I'm done with their first person view cameras, but I would like to see what they do because Insta stepped up their game with that X3, especially since you can mount it one way or the other and have it as and set it up as a first person view.
Right.
So, I mean, GoPro better come with it. They better bring it. That's all I can say.
That's why I hate when one big company becomes so big and you don't have any other alternative. You need competition for these companies to kind of start
Well, I mean,
getting
the
some
only
new
reason
stuff
they
out.
did, man, you know, this is because they got into that niche market immediately. GoPro been around for what, 10 years, 15 years, and the rest of them, Insta and DJ, all the rest of them haven't been around for what, 5, 6, maybe 7 at the most.
I was gonna say maybe not even that long, but yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because I mean, I had this first GoPro I've got here. I had this in 2011, 2012, and it's the HD version. So, but I mean, that was back when YouTube was also just coming out, and now you put them both together, and the use of them, any action camera with YouTube that's a whole different world. So, I jumped from GoPro 3 to a 10. I'd love to get in that instant. Yeah. Jax. Or Rebel. Yeah. The Insta is, if you want versatility, it's the way to go. Oh shit, Jason, you got my okay. Well, we'll talk.
Right? Yep. We'll talk.
All right, folks. It's
cutting edge, baby.
I think I'm going to call it a little bit shorter. We still went pretty long, but that's what she said. But had to get one of those in at least once. That's what she said.
That's what she said too.
But I think I'm going to call it. It's an hour and a half we've been on. A little shorter than usual, but it was fun. I can still talk a little bit. I'm starting to lose my voice again, so little illness going around.
Yeah, McStash needs to go watch the game because his Bengals are up 14-0.
Oh boy!
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Okay.
All right. I see a few people going to watch football, so all right, I'm going to go. The shed didn't burn down, and I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, you're good.
I made it through a whole one. I want to get out of here now before that changes. So
something happens. We're going to start calling you. We're going to rename your shed from the Scout Shed to the Fear the Walking Dead Shed because shit happening with that shed all the time.
Oh yeah, but thanks for watching, everybody.
We appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Maurice,
we'll be back.
Dave, Jack, all of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll be back next month. Hopefully, we'll have some more information about some of the meetups and stuff, and I'll be more planned out, I guess, for the what I'm actually going to do this year. I already know what I want to do. It just hopefully I'll have some stuff paid for by then. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye now.
Later.
Bye now.
Yeah.
Okay, Derek.